I'm a girl, 26, and play pickup soccer with a few groups, which is usually 90% men. Because of this, I have a lot of guy friends who invite me to things like guy night. Just the other day, I asked if we should invite another girl who plays with us, partially because I wanted her to be included, but also so I wasn't the only girl, and they said no, it's guys night. I like hanging out with them, I'm not complaining, but this is a common occurrence where I'm a dude to the guys I meet, even ones I'm attracted to. I wear makeup and feminine things, have long hair, have a ton of girlfriends, and I try not to do traditionally masculine stuff like swear, but I still end up being a bro. What makes you think of a girl as more of a guy friend than another girl? Just want to add that I think it's funny that 33% of these comments are saying it's because I'm extremely unattractive to them, and another 33% are saying it's because one or all of them secretly want to sleep with and or date me. Story 1. I think that guys consider a girl a friend when they are comfortable being themselves in front of her. Once they feel comfortable making the most inappropriate jokes with you being around, you are one of them. Also, the issue isn't that they no longer see you as a girl. I'm sure many of them may find you attractive. The issue is that they probably also really value your friendship and wouldn't want to risk it. Story 2. They play soccer with you so they can see how you handle it if they are a bit rough during the game. Do they constantly have to look out for you because you got hurt? If no, good. That means they can relax and enjoy the game because you can handle it. Can they joke around with you during the game? Do you actually find it funny when they tease you? If yes, good. They can relax because they don't have to constantly watch what they are saying. Most important thing, can they be silly around you without judgment? If yes, great. You can be a friend because they don't have to be afraid around you. They know they can do the silliest thing, and you'll laugh with them. It also helps that they know you are a team player. Story 3. A girl who is a bro is simply a girl for whom special accommodations aren't needed, just because she's a girl. It's not that they don't view you as a woman, and some might see you as an attractive woman they want to date or at least be close with. Story 4. The bro title has to do with having your brother's back no matter what, which means you're highly trusted. It's not meant to push you away or pull you in. It's symbolic of trust. Story 5. A woman who can play sports is invaluable in a mixed league. We have a firm no dating other players rule on my team because we always have to have 3 women on the field, 7 versus 7, and we're not going to let someone mess up our season. Story 6. In the ancient past of 20 years back, if we played a sport together, you are no longer a girl. You would need to do something to remind me of that. Now you're just a rougher girl. Dungeons and Dragons is about as far as you'll get to a guy night with us now. Story 7. She drinks whiskey. She acts like a brother. She has short hair. She engages in joking around with other guys and is well received for it. She says, "Let's just be friends," to men who try to date or be intimate with her. Story 8. These are the best female partners, in my opinion. If you can hang on guys' night, I would be all over you. I am married, so this is not a come on. It is just true for me. Story 9. Your biggest issue is likely that they, as a group, have come to consider you as a friend. So dating one of them would cause friction among the group. So they friend zone you to preserve group integrity. It is a must when a woman is a part of the squad. Story 10. Bro. They probably all want you, but it would be taboo to violate that boundary in any way with you. Bro code. You can probably make your own move and get what you want. Peace out, dude. Yes, they will hurt people for you. Story 11. I'm a female, but most of my friends are guys. It means that I get invited to boys' night, I know the games they play, and most importantly, they don't act differently around me because I'm a girl. However, I've learned at 39 that they all act differently because a girl is there. Plenty of men want to be with me, just not these guys, and I wouldn't have it any other way. There is this meme we send. As the female friend, I don't want your man. I'm not even sure why you want your man. Laughing true story. I know what they do and where they've been. Story 12. They are not attracted to you, or you are someone with whom they feel comfortable being crude, and they wouldn't feel comfortable doing that in front of a woman they don't know. Story 13. Someone you don't have to walk on eggshells around. Someone who's grounded and understands when offense is meant to be given. Also, someone you're not attracted to but would protect like a sister. Story 14. It has nothing to do with attraction, as other people are saying. It's purely down to comfort and the vibe you give off. As a rule of thumb, most guys have to tone it down around women, whether that's their swearing, banter, general comments, or drinking. Being a bro means they feel comfortable acting around you as they would if it were just guys. They don't feel the need to censor themselves or be on better behavior because there are ladies present. To use an anecdotal example, one of my best friends is literally like two different people, him around women and him around just guys. The former is very polite and never swears. Almost a perfect example of a classic gentleman. The latter quickly reminds you that he spent most of his life in the military and comes out with some of the most brutal jokes you've ever heard, swears every other word, and drinks like a fish. A significant part of that is because he's learned from experience that most women tend not to find it funny when he jokes about war and death. Story 15. Guys behave differently around girls than among themselves. You are probably an exception where they are comfortable being themselves around you. There are various reasons. Maybe they are not attracted to you, so there is no pressure for them to impress you by behaving cordially. Maybe you have known them for a long time and are more of a sister figure to them. Story 16. You are in the bro zone. Basically, you are not a girl for them anymore. It's like a win-lose situation because you know they hang out with you because they genuinely like your friendship, but they see you like a brother. So, if you are attracted to someone in the group, then it's a problem. Story 17. Without knowing you, it's impossible to say, but typically it has to do with romantic interest. If there isn't any, you're a guy to them. Did you see the video recently of the girl who had muscular arms and finally realized that's why men weren't interested in her? Could be something like that. Story 18. There's a level of humor that I can go to with most of my best guy friends that would probably offend a lot of people or make them uncomfortable, but we're good with it between us. We mess with each other constantly. No one is safe. It can even be something as dumb and simple as when three of us were rafting down the Delaware and one of my friends decided to toss the other friend out of the boat for fun. We ended up flipping everything over and having to catch our coolers, but watching my one friend do whatever he could not to be thrown off the raft had me dying laughing. If my girlfriend at the time or my wife would ever see something like that, they'd think we were completely insane. I think there's just a certain level of, can she hang even if we do really offensive and annoying stuff? Story 19. I have had 5 full bro female friends starting in high school. As far as I can tell, the one common thread is that we'd hang out on weekends and after school in basically the exact same way we'd hang out with our guy friends. For me, this mostly meant sitting around smoking weed, watching dumb shows, and playing video games. It also meant deep comfortability in talking about anything. They were often part of like 1 to 3 girls in the tight friend group. They didn't hang out separately for girl time. They were just the homies. There was no sense of physical attraction or a sense that we might hook up. The weirdest one to most people was I became best buds with my 5-year high school girlfriend's best friend. We'd hang out one-on-one, get stoned, and just talk about anything and everything. She was and is very smart, and we formed a hardcore friendship bond. Everyone except my girlfriend thought we must secretly want each other. Nope. The girlfriend and I broke up 10 years ago. The friend and I are like family. Basically, it's about developing a friendship that has 0 sexual connotation. Both parties have to develop a sense of care for each other that is based entirely off of friendship rather than sexuality. Story 20. They are not attracted to you. There is no pressure to perform around you. No pressure to appear like a well-mannered good guy. They are not trying to impress you. But you will never be a bro. Story 21. They probably aren't attracted to you. I've had girls be a part of our guy nights, and it's either a buddy's girlfriend or a girl that's not really attractive but fun to hang out with. Story 22. I was the same. Soccer, beach volleyball with guys, and other sports with women. Later, I was the sole woman on an over 30 men's lacrosse team. Now, in my early 50s, I play tennis with mostly men. I would always, and still do occasionally, hang out with them at night too. Even when I lived with a boyfriend, his friends would invite me out when he couldn't come. I was just one of the guys. I think it is because we meet them in a space where there is a mutual love of a sport, and any subconscious or conscious acting for attraction purposes is not a factor. It's just people bonding over a common interest. You can become like a teammate in that sense. I have always been told I was beautiful. Normally that doesn't matter, or at least shouldn't. I bring that up only because I think it's important to your question. I never had problems dating or having men ask me out. However, the difference between places like work or out at a bar or club was in stark contrast to the guys I truly loved playing sports with and just hanging out with. I wouldn't know if any were attracted to me or not because they were too respectful to ruin a really good thing, or maybe respectful of the team atmosphere. So, if you are looking to start a relationship with one of the guys you play soccer with, then I believe you would have to be the one to make a move on that if you feel it is not going to get in the way of what seems to be a wonderful thing you get to experience. Otherwise, I would just leave that be and get yourself out more with other people too. You will have to find a secure guy who isn't intimidated by you having a lot of guy friends, though. Story 23. How big of a group are we talking about? The closer the ratio of men to women becomes 50-50, the more sexual tension there is in the air, which kind of ruins a casual girls' or guys' night. It's not so much that they see you as a friend, but inviting more girls would only throw the ratio off. Story 24. Original poster denial is a normal human feeling. Most, if not all, people, especially women, would hate or have a hard time coming to the realization that they're not seen as attractive or even desirable at the least by the opposite sex or the sex they're attracted to. Unfortunately, based on the information you gave in your post and in the comments, the truth seems to be almost completely because they don't see you as someone they desire, be attracted to, or date, etc. The damning part is that men, not all but most, will be interested in almost any woman if she has some sort of attractiveness. Even their sisters, stepmoms, or best friend's little sister. They'll have the thought if they're attracted to them, even if never intending to act on it. What confirmed this is in a comment, you stated that you had basically made moves or showed non-platonic interest in a few said guys and they rejected you. The ones saying it's just so intimidating, they're scared, are joking or being nice because no man is passing on being hit on by any attractive woman, let alone a very attractive one, because they're too scared. I'm sorry, but believing that makes you feel better. Either way, there's always someone for someone, no matter how unattractive or confusing they may be to others. So don't worry. Story 25. She just seems like a good friend. Girls can be girly and still be a bro. I'd argue that the term bro just means someone who is a good friend, almost like a brother. I mean, even a sister can be a bro. Some siblings are basically best friends with each other. I also just think it's not part of popular culture to refer to a close female friend as a sis. I think the closest thing to that is the phrase sister from another mister. Bro doesn't have to be a gendered term though. If I don't refer to you as a bro or think of you as a bro, then you're probably just a different category of friend, such as an acquaintance, coworker, maybe someone I am friendly with because I have a crush on them, or any other type of person I've known for a long time or respect, but we aren't necessarily best buddies. Does that make sense? Friendships and relationships can have a lot of nuances to them. Humans are complicated creatures. Story 26. Bro and girls are not mutually exclusive. You're a girl invited to guys' night. You're the exception. It doesn't make you a dude, but the exception doesn't extend to another girl you may want to invite. Story 27. As a disclaimer, I'm from the Sacramento Valley in California. I have a bad habit of calling everyone a dude, bro, guy, or man. I will say bro as a summation of the list of titles. That being said, I call every girl my age bro. If they ask me not to, I won't, especially with my transgender friends, as it makes some of them feel masculine, and I don't want them to be misgendered. In my experience, I haven't really had any girls not want to be called bro. I mean, maybe a couple of times, but it was more in jest than anything. Just them making fun of me for my vocabulary. Story 28. Only 2 girls I've ever called bro. One was a twin. She was all blink, 182 and grungy punk. One of the funniest friends I've ever had. The other is a smoking hot, tattooed forklift operator who loves offensive memes and smashing beers. Story 29. I'm going to go against the grain here and suggest that it has nothing to do with sexual attraction in either direction. I've definitely dated girls who were one of the guys. All it means is that you're down to earth and don't demand special accommodations that women might typically expect. Story 30. Not going to lie, it's just that there's no physical attraction between us. It's weird because I have lady friends who I would never proposition or sleep with solely because I value their friendship too much, but there is a level of attraction. They are honestly really pretty, and when we joke around in public, people will comment that we're such a cute couple, and I'm like, no, that's my friend. But I still kind of view them through that pretty girl lens. So no crude jokes or disgusting behavior for laughs. I guess that blocks me from acting like I'm with the boys around them. There's that layer of what if that is largely unspoken but comes up sometimes. When there's no attraction or perceived romance between them, it's all game. Shoot at each other with fireworks, get blackout drunk and drive them around Manhattan, smoke weed and binge eat all day. Story 31. For me, in a broad sense, it's just how well you get along with them. I find that most girls in my life I'm keeping a good bit of my personality from because I just don't feel as comfortable around them. Not to big myself up and say I'm the funny guy. I definitely don't mean to be pretentious, but I like making people laugh and I'm quite friendly. So that's usually as much of me as they would know. There are only 2 or 3 girls in or that have been in my life that I've gotten past that level with, really. I spent my due time trying to make things happen romantically to no avail until many soul-denting encounters later. I met my current girlfriend of 1.5 years, and it was near the 18-month mark that I let myself be more like myself. My best friend's girlfriend of 4 to 5 years is the only other one, really, that I know well. Both of these people have seen me cry more than once, but mostly out of happiness rather than for sad reasons. In summary, I think it's that certain level of comfort with the person that makes them a bro, someone you can really let your walls down around and connect with.